have to ask you, two thriving businesses, what is it that you do?
Well, I invite people into my space, put them in a tank full of warm water, turn the lights off, and have them sit in there for 90 minutes, lay in there for 90 minutes.
And exactly what is that called?
It's floating, sensory deprivation therapy.
Sensory deprivation therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the science behind that?
Well, the basic idea is that you remove all sensory input and it allows your brain to kind of reset itself. We're day-to-day clouded with all kinds of activity and stimulus, so when you remove all that, your body systems are allowed to kind of realign and heal all at once, physically and mentally.
That's amazing.
It really is. It's awesome.
So if you could be the master of one thing, what would it be?
I feel like right now I'm a master of my own path, and I'm going to keep going in this direction, and what I'm finding that I love is if I could be someone who can also help people to gravitate towards their path, if I can be a master of that, I don't know the word for it, but that's what I'd want to do.
So let's kind of go back to sensory deprivation. How do you compare that to meditation?
It's very similar. I would say the main difference, you do get into a very deep meditative state when you're in the tank. So I like to say we trick a lot of people who think that meditation is baloney into meditating. So it's one of the more difficult things about meditation is that you have to practice it a lot, and part of that is to have the discipline to be able to isolate yourself from the distractions that are in the room. So we take that piece out. So we give you this environment that facilitates that experience without that extra effort. So you're able to get into a much more healing mind space than you normally would if you didn't have any experience in meditation at all.
So if you were to start writing a book today, what would the title be?
It's funny that you should ask that, because I have plans. The title would be Excavating the Girl, because I feel like I'm in a really big dig right now, and it's a good thing. I'm getting to the bottom of me.
So do you feel like when your clients go into this tank, they're essentially excavating too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you can imagine, you're every day of your life, you are reacting to things. Every role that you have, you're an employee, you're a mom, you're a dad, sister, brother, whatever your roles are, and every instance of your life you're reacting. So you may not necessarily be yourself in any given moment, but when we put you in an environment where all there is to do is to kind of like, I don't know, peel off all those layers that you wear all day and see right into yourself, you get to meet someone that you might not see ever.
That's kind of scary to think that some of us may never meet that person in their lifetime.
Yeah, it's really scary, especially when I feel like I lived a good bit of my life being completely unaware that this was happening. The only reason I got into a float tank is because I couldn't sleep. And what happened afterwards was just completely by accident. So it is really scary. But if I could get everybody in a float tank, I think the world would be a better place.
So speaking of the world being a better place, have you ever examined your own legacy?
Yes. I float, and that's one of the big things that you do in there. Yeah, I have. I would like people to understand that their circumstances can slow them down, but they don't necessarily have to shift the trajectory of their life. That if you're able to keep your finger on the pulse of who you are, you can take the bumps and bruises, and you can cruise along at your own pace, but don't let it sway you from what you really want.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So last deep question, signature question for the proof, is in 3 words, what is your meaning of life?
3 words. Certainly empathy, resilience, love,